Traces of the supernatural reveal themselves more often than intelligent and reasonable men would prefer them to. Chimeras, worshipped by our ancestors centuries ago, claw back into the light from ancient times. The directors of our fate rain ash down on us from the gray heavens. They conceal themselves beneath us, above us, and among us, staying hidden until we muster up the resolve to meet their malevolent gaze. Having been discovered, they appear in the flesh for a mere moment, and then they expire horribly, wreaking havoc on the world that they rightfully see as their toy.
So here we are.
So much blood was spilled.
Spilled? You mean by accident? Something you had nothing to do with?
It had to be done so that we could move forward. We're on the path to victory. Don't you agree?
We are. Now we know how to fight Sanpest for real. False rumors have been disproven. It's no demon. These are just tiny particles that die quickly if they can't bite into hot blood.
People fear Katarina's prophecy.
People only fear bloodshed when it's their blood and their shed.
Blood. Blood is nothing but a nutritional medium. He who sows blood reaps a ripe harvest.
Huh. That was an interesting play. Thanks for the show, Mark. Should go run some errands before morning comes. Welcome back to town, fucko! Say hello to Day 6. Right now we're in a pretty good place, all things considered. Sanpest is still eating the town alive, of course, as well as us, personally. But we've still got a decent chunk of change from selling out Willow, and all it cost us was our sense of self-respect and humanity. On that note, we received a letter this morning from Victor Kane, requesting an audience with us to answer some pressing questions. Naturally, we head over to say hi. See you later, Ava. Alright, Victor, I'm here. What would you like to know?
So yesterday you managed to capture this disease. Or so I've heard, anyways. The town is abuzz with horrifying rumors of people being dissected alive. Obviously, I don't believe those. The more dangerous kind of rumors are, it turns out, those about you acquiring a sample of infected blood.
Quite so. The bacterium has been caught and encased in glass. I didn't do it on my own, though. I had help.
More importantly, they say that you are now able to track down the shape-shifting disease carrier, comparing their blood to the sample you obtained yesterday.
Why are you telling me this?
A disease carrier got into the cathedral last night. Everyone inside perished. Yes, making it past your impregnable quarantine. Human or spirit, it's very clear now that this is an individual who can walk. Many people are reveling in this particular certainty.
How so?
The Inquisitor comes tomorrow. It seems to me that someone wants to dispose of several young women before his coming.
The pain is good, the pain is part of the experience, it's why I like it, I just need to know why it hurts so much. Victor reports that a woman was seen sneaking into the cathedral late last night, immediately before those quarantined inside began dying off. Word of this has spread amongst the populace, and consequently, every woman in town is under suspicion for being a plague spreader at best, or a literal monster at worst. And we know what this town does to people it thinks are monsters. Left unattended, this will most likely devolve into yet another witch hunt like day one before too long, which, gonna say we should probably avoid that. As such, Victor tasks Danielle with the responsibility of taking a blood sample from those pinned as the most likely culprits. Yulia, Lara, Aspity, Anna, and Clara. Each of these women stands accused by at least one of the town's leaders of deliberately infecting those in the isolation ward, and, by extension, of potentially being a Shabnakadir in disguise. Even after all we've learned, a lot of people with power are still buying into this nonsense step beast of myth bullshit, despite there being zero tangible evidence for it. But if they take it seriously, we're obliged to as well. Now the better part of this day is going to be testing blood to make sure the women aren't infected, or something even more nefarious. As absurd as it may sound though, frankly, we better hope one of them is the Shabnakadir. Cause otherwise, that means we're going to have nothing but a cathedral full of corpses to show an omnipotent and presumably vengeful Inquisitor tomorrow morning. Which, well, name one time someone's disappointed an Inquisitor and had it turn out well. Yeah. That's what I thought. Oh, hey, a letter. And it's from the youngest of the Olgimskis, Capella, asking Danielle to come speak with her immediately. Rivers of blood, huh? Feel like you're exaggerating, but also don't trust this town anymore. Well, all the accused women are safely hidden away in their homes at the moment, so should have plenty of time to get around to them. And this does sound pretty urgent on its own. Alright, kid. What's up?
What exterminators?
Yeah, this feels like something we should probably look into. No amount of fire will be able to bring any real harm to the solid concrete bunkhouse, but that doesn't mean the arsonist can't still kill a ton of people in the process. Not to mention, this, feels kinda like our fault? Maybe? Just a little? Fuck! Don't look at me. This is all confirmed by Vlad the Younger, who offers a bounty for anyone who takes care of the assailants. Feeling a little slimy about all of this, but might as well get paid for cleaning up my own mess. If we're going to be dealing with the Termitary, however, we should probably talk to its owner first. Hey, old Vlad, got anything you want to add to this? And that's enough of that. Thanks for nothing, Big Vlad. Helpful as always, you piece of fucking shit. To hell with it. Let's head over and see what we're dealing with. A lot! We're dealing with a lot. Okay, so, this encounter is the formal introduction of a whole new enemy class, known as the Arsonist, which can and will all but insta-kill you with a single hit from a sizable range. Cards on the table. This is probably the most difficult combat encounter in the Bachelor's route if you're ill prepared for it. which is the primary reason we bought that rifle a couple days ago. Because while this encounter is technically possible with the revolver, its awful range and accuracy makes using it here largely a matter of RNG, especially if it's not in a great condition. What you're seeing right now are just some of my many attempts to do this with the pistol, of which only one was successful. It's not impossible, but it does truly suck an entire ass. This here is a perfect example of what I mean when I say that save scumming, while a valuable tool in this game, isn't as helpful as you may think. Cause sure, you can brute force your way through an encounter like this using the worst and cheapest tools in the game in order to hoard the maximum amount of resources possible, but you're gonna be miserable every fucking minute, and you will be spending a lot of real-life time trying and failing. Go through all that trouble if you like, but I can assure you that it's almost certainly not worth the time and effort it will take when compared to just handling these kinds of situations in the way they were intended to be dealt with, as resource-intensive and painful as that probably is. With the expensive rifle we bought on day 4, this encounter becomes a cakewalk, as its precision at long range allows you to score headshots from cover pretty easily. With that, it's just a matter of picking them off one by one, till only Bar remains. You know, I almost feel bad for the child-murdering loan shark. Nah, I don't. Feel bad for Willow. Fuck Var. Still can't help but wish things didn't end like this, though. But hey, silver lining. The arsonists all had a ton of money on them and even some food. Plus Vlad lives up to his promised 10,000 coin payment. Definitely don't have any emotional ambivalence about profiting off of all of this. With that mess officially cleaned up, time to get back to preventing that witch hunt. Oh hey, another letter, so many today. This one's from Sticky, insisting that he's found something huge that we have to see. Well, I'm right next door at the moment, so how's my favorite little scamp? What you got? Oh, you found the Shabnak for real this time, huh? God damn it, this fucking goose chase again. I don't even know why I'm bothering to check this out. I have more important things to be doing than chasing after literal ghosts. But I just cannot say no to Sticky's level of sincere earnesty, even if I still love his cousin way more. At least it gives me a chance to get a better look at the abattoir, which is always welcome because I haven't really gotten a chance to take it all in, because dear God, look at it! When was it even made? How was it even made? What is it even made from? The texture calls to mind prehistoric pottery, as though some ancient artisan pinched, coiled, and paddled the land itself before firing it with God knows what kind of kiln. Its foundation seems to be set in the ground so deeply that it's hard not to wonder if it wasn't simply spawned wholly formed from the earth. A shrine of sorts to itself. If that is actually what it is. It's discomforting to think about. It really highlights how little we actually know about what's going on here. How little we know about the land's history. And just how impossible this whole place truly seems. It's a huge part of what makes this town feel so alien and other. This cognitive dissonance between what one would expect to find and what we actually find is, what the fuck is that? Is that a bowling pin fused with the baby from Eraserhead? What in the sweet hell are— Ow, Christ! Just approaching it hurts me? Goddamn it, fuck it, Bauhaus. What are you?
Who are you? Are you really who they say you are? A steppe creature? You're going with me. You mean Clara?
Okay, look, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do here, but this thing walks like a Shabnak, talks like a Shabnak, and I think it looks like a Shabnak? Also, just the act of being near it is causing me pain. I mean, like, a lot. probably going to be dead in a second if I don't walk away, so, can't be totally sure what the best course of action here is. But it feels like it's not the worst idea to, yeah, not feeling too great about that one. But also not feeling bad about it either. Definitely a greater than zero chance that that was the source of all of this. Wait, but wasn't the Shabnak supposed to just look like a normal woman? God damn it, okay, fine. What's done is done. Thing looked like an alone executor that just got back from the most fucked part of the zone. It will not be missed. What was I doing before all of this? Right, blood. Possible witch hunt. Potential bone steak 2 electric boogaloo. Very pressing. Very distressing. Let's get back to collecting those samples. We shall begin with... For whatever reason, a number of particular pieces of jewelry were found alongside the bodies within the cathedral. A handful of reports insist that these goods were offered by the elusive guest after they had been deliberately infected with the sandpest. Others claim that the mob, in their terrified delirium, tore the trinkets from the Shabnak's body as she delivered plague-ridden kisses. Regardless of how they came to be left behind, however, some of Yulia's personal jewelry and clothing were still nonetheless found amongst these items. She may lack both the means, or the motive, but this evidence alone is still enough that we'll need to test her blood to be sure, if only to clear her name. Yulia happily obliges, while mentioning that she had actually gifted those items to someone who she believed would put them to good use. Who that was precisely, she's hesitant to say, since she assumes that we may very well go fucking kill them right now. Which, given our body count at this stage, kinda fair. Unfortunately, after some reassurances, as well as some mumbled hypothesizing on the possibility of a split personality, Yulia finally reveals that it was actually Clara who she gave the jewelry to. Even if Clara wanted to do this, though, Yulia can't help but wonder how anyone even managed to get inside in the first place. As an isolation ward, it should have been all but watertight, and Yulia refuses to believe that it could have been something magical like a Shabnak. So, as she sees it, there's only one possible answer.
This cathedral is damned, Danielle. Your project required a miracle to bear fruit, yet no miracle would ever happen within this empty shell of a temple. Everything that has transpired was to be expected. The cathedral was breached because there was no possibility it wouldn't happen. These circumstances were ushered in by causes of a higher order.
Interesting theory, Yulia. Look forward to hearing it when you have anything to back it up. Alright, time for the next suspect. As to be expected at this point, Lara is overwhelmingly courteous about this whole thing, offering you a blood sample before you can even finish explaining the situation. She also already knows all about the unusual items found at the cathedral, including beads of an antique necklace she used to own, which had been found in a number of the victims' mouths. How they actually got there, though, is a question that she has no answer for. As of right now, all she has left to offer are tears for the dead. And that's that. Nice to deal with someone who's straightforward and friendly. Now for the exact opposite. Hi, it's actually nighttime now because we've actually been on morphine all day to make up for the damage the antibiotics did to my liver because, in case you've forgotten, we're still super infected with the plague. The next person on the list is a local kinwoman known to the populace as Aspity, who is somehow simultaneously both the most cooperative and most combative of all of the suspects. We try to warn her of the impending hunt against her if she fails to clear her name, but she seems unimpressed.
Aspity, you are accused of being a man-eater. They'll come for you soon. Well, as time passes, I still can't get used to your scorn. If the carrier is so easy to distinguish, why are they still looking for a human? I do my best to avoid morons. Enough! I'm only doing all this to protect you. Now, let me take a look at your blood.
Holy shit. Good thing this game only tracks damage done to the physical body, because there's no way Danielle's emotional state didn't just get fucking devil bustered. I mean, we still got the blood sample, but Jesus, at what cost? Alright, let's cut the shit. If this sounds like anyone we know, it's definitely the child murderer. What you got to say for yourself this time, you shady silent songstress?
Clara? Why Clara?
Gee, I fucking wonder, Anna. Also, holy shit, wait, what? The Sabrovs disowned Clara over this? Wasn't she their daughter? Okay, that clinches it. We gotta find this girl. Still taking some of your blood, though. And frankly, you're lucky I don't take all of it. Okay, we're just gonna hang out here for a moment. So, we've got multiple people who don't have a shared interest pointing at Clara as the most likely culprit, and the town itself seems to be increasingly sure that she is exactly that. Things aren't looking great for her. Let's start by checking in with Katerina. She's Clara's adopted mom, so she's certainly got to have some kind of lead on... Oh! Okay! Hi? Got anything to say for yourself?
So? Have you met the changeling already?
That's really her first line, huh?
I have. Just now. Come closer, sweet girl.
Please catch this loathsome creature. She's scared of you. She knows you've already almost killed her. Help us?
Don't make me resort to brute force. I'm going to take a look at your blood now.
But you don't have a single needle. How are you going to puncture my arm?
You're right. How in the world did this happen?
I don't know. I didn't take anything. I'm not a thief. Never have I ever taken anything that didn't belong to me. But if you do find some, do come back to me. I'll be waiting. I'll show you my blood. Just catch and destroy that creature.
Okay. It's only somewhat extremely concerning that it seems like our syringes just magically disappeared the moment we needed them, but we soldier on, I guess. Katerina insists that despite how it might look, the Clara standing right next to her is not the Clara you're looking for. Rather, what Danielle pursues is some changeling that has taken up her guise. In fact, this creature was here not too long ago before being chased away, in all likelihood to take shelter in the local cemetery. It would seem that the former gravemaker's strange daughter, named Grace, has been taking care of the creature on the edge of town, and is most likely tending to her right now. Guess it's time to head all the way across town. Again. Nice to meet you, young lady. You seem very kind. Now tell me where the mass murderer is, please. It's been a long day. Okay, so the changeling is currently out saying goodbye to something called the White Spectre before she plans on ducking town. That's cool and all, but what the hell is the White Spectre? Ah, shit. Ah, fuck. That's referring to the albino I killed earlier today, isn't it? Whoops? Again? I think? Okay, can't unpop that bubble wrap. Fortunately, his body is literally right around the corner, so with any luck... Imagine that. Having luck. Huh. Well, I'll be damned.
Hi, Doctor.
If you so much as move, you little tramp.
Were you looking for me? May I touch your forehead?
Clara, you are being accused of the premeditated murder of several hundreds of people. The victims are still being counted. The method of murder, deliberately infecting them via personal contact. Were you the cloaked woman that was seen in the cathedral last night?
Of course, I'm not denying it. But I was trying to help them, and I did. I've cured a lot of them, promise. I fed them water and offered gifts because this way it was easier for them to believe, and that's very important.
Give me your hand. I want to have a look at what's going on inside you.
Then you'd better look into my soul. The best knife to cut to it is a conversation, unless you're in a hurry.
Don't move. It'll hurt a little.
Yes, of course, right or left.
Clara, hey, look at me here. Are you yourself aware of what you're being accused of?
So this is true. Someone truly believes that I have brought this into the world. I was beginning to suspect.
I don't believe in mysticism. I don't believe you to be a character of fearful pagan tales. But then, tell me about your past. Where did you come from? How did you make it through the steppe? Who is your father, your mother? Tell me, and I won't have to hand you over to the Inquisitor.
You're right. The evidence is incontrovertible. Every single fact about myself that I'm positive of speaks against me. I know that I can only exist in a dying world. I know that I have no place in a world without a plague. I know all that for sure. Does that mean that I am the plague?
We'll find out in a moment.
Whew. The horror spec was intimidating yet graciously straightforward, but Christ! Trying to pin down who Clara is in any capacity has the mood of a cat trying to catch a shadow, like there's nothing there to actually grab. It's unsettling. Alienating. How do I feel like I know even less about her now than I did at the beginning of the day? Have to sort that out later. For now, I need to get these samples under a microscope. You're coming with me to Ava Yan's place. Alright, time to find out if I actually met two step beasts today. Yulia. Clean. Lara. Clean. Aspity. Clean. Anna. Clean. Clara. Clean.
I've taken a look at your blood. It is the strangest blood I've ever seen, but it doesn't contain the thing I was looking for. Could I have lost this battle?
I've mulled it over, and here's what I think. Hand me over to the Inquisitor. I'll have to talk to him anyway. You've every right to do that, don't you? And most importantly, you won't be making a mistake.
I've already told you, you're not a witch. Is my word not good enough for you?
I've mulled it over, and well, people must be right. The key to this mystery, the mystery of the disease, must have something to do with me. Even if I'm not the cause, I'll help the Inquisitor get to the bottom of all this. He'll find a way to extract the truth from me.
On a rack? No, not going to happen.
Whatever I do, I can't avoid meeting him. So why don't we just fix it so that it'll be you turning me in? That'd be a great victory for you, wouldn't it? Why are you frowning?
And what would be the value of such a victory? The real foe has not been identified yet. Or do you expect me to behave like they do? To engage in wishful thinking? Lie to everyone and to myself? Like those who are in charge of our fate and who I despise so much? No, I refuse.
After all that, fucking nothing. Let it never be said that Daniel doesn't have strong principles, though. So Clara really isn't the Shabnak? Really? Then what in the goddamn is she? What the hell am I saying? Of course she's not a Shabnak. That's not a thing, and if it was, then I killed it. Get it together. Though it is a blessing in a way, I suppose. Means we won't have to hand over anyone to the angry mob. This does mean, however, that we're going to be in for a rough time when the Inquisitor arrives tomorrow. We were tasked with curbing the outbreak and establishing the essential facilities that they'll need to get everything under control. Instead, we're going to be meeting them tomorrow with a cathedral full of corpses, no clues pointing to the culprit behind it, nor the cause of the plague itself to begin with, and a town full of political leaders who are rapidly becoming more panicked and hostile with each passing hour. We accomplished literally nothing today. This whole thing is spiraling out of control and there's nothing we can do to stop it. It's all flown out of my hands. All we can do at this stage is hope that the Inquisitor is just as capable as everyone seems to believe. And pray they're more merciful than everyone fears.
Someone could have ended up at that stake today. I was lucky to escape execution. Bachelor was noble enough to let me go.
Unbelievable. Sanpest is not a person. It's been proven. But who is the source? It's not the girl. That much is obvious.
You can escape everyone, even the Inquisitor's vengeful hand. But you can't escape yourself. The Earth Sister is breathing down your neck.
What shall we do?
It feels like the whole world is against me. I can't get this noose off. Is execution unavoidable?
Calm
Stop
down.
moaning.
You can remain a tool or become a rebel. The choice is yours. Men struggle in nooses, but puppets walk free.
That's gonna be a fucking yikes from me. We also just got a letter from the Inquisitor asking to personally speak with us immediately. We are so fucked! Okay, day 7, early morning. I've learned to expect every kind of hell, no matter what this unhinged puritanical zealot or this torture device of a game throws my way today. I can handle it. Okay, I don't know if I can handle dancing tragedy, and shit, I'm fucked. Alright, come on, regroup. It's just one woman and 2 mimes. We got this. Back in character. Let's go.
Daniel Dankovsky. Very pleased to meet you. It's not just courtesy, I'm speaking from my heart. I've already had the honor of meeting you, but I doubt you remember. Indeed. Let's get to the point. Your mission was to find a certain way to destroy the enemy completely. All I had to do was implement your solution, so I've looked through your reports, and they've confirmed my greatest fear. You've won. Almost. I'm very happy that you didn't find the disease carrier yesterday. Events have taken an unexpected turn, Dankovsky. We have a lot to discuss and a lot to do. I'll be brief. All this time, someone has been trying to A. kill you, B. deceive you, and C. use your authority and passion for the truth to achieve criminal goals. Would you like to know more? Really? Well, that means you'd make a wonderful Inquisitor, a better one than me, perhaps. It only dawned on me how unfortunate of a role I am to play in this mission on my way here, miraculously. Here's my first question, then. For what did they hatch this plan? You came here on your own accord, didn't you? Thanatica is in ruins. Your last hope was to draw publicity, to get a sensation, find something shocking, ostensive proof of your theory. Correct me if I'm wrong, this is all just my interpretation. Then you come across this allegedly coincidental letter from Isidore Burak, and here you are. So timely, isn't it? And, as luck would have it, the only local medic dies. He didn't die of the disease, did he? That's what I've been told. He was murdered. But luck is on the side of the public. You are in this remote area, and so you are ordered to come back with the shield, so to speak. Victory is the only option that's been left for you. Oh, you'll find that out soon enough. Just let me compile some kind of image of you in my head, okay? I haven't. It can all be a trap, a double play. We Inquisitors are quite cunning. You ought to know that. Relax. Everything I told you could turn out to be nothing more than a part of my plan. A provocation. What if in fact I'm loyal to the powers that be? I'm not. It's just my way of coping with grief. God, I need to smoke so badly.
Okay, a lot to unpack there, but no time to do so. The Inquisitor says that the powers that be have set us up to fail, pitting Daniel against an unbeatable foe. Which, given the last 7 days, yeah, I believe that. To further cement this point, she reveals that A, she has been tasked with preserving the town at any cost, and B, that the powers that be have deployed army detachments set to arrive in a couple days, led by the famous war hero, Commander Block. However, it's not a sanitary army he's leading, and there's only one kind of aid those with cannons and flamethrowers can offer a plague-ridden town. Though, the Inquisitor can't help but notice just how peculiar it is that 3 exceptional people have now all been coaxed, against all possible odds, into arriving at this strange place during this impossible time, each set to accomplish impossible tasks. Add to this the fact that it increasingly feels like we've been put at odds with each other with the goals we've each been assigned, and the picture only starts to get more bleak. She argues that all of this is no coincidence. You've all fallen into the same trap. What their plan is exactly is presently difficult to make out, but that, as well as any further discussion with the Inquisitor, will have to wait for later. For now, the walls have ears. An agent of the powers that be have cloaked themselves in Executor's garb. Which one it is precisely is hard to say as a result of their inherently interchangeable nature, but it has been narrowed down to 3. 1 in each major district. The Stoneyard, the Knots, and the Earth. Our job is to go collect reports from each of them, which she will use to determine which of them is the betrayer. This means walking all the way across town, which you may notice is just exceptionally fucked on this fine day. Nearly everywhere east of the river bordering the Kane's estate is either actively infected or rampant with looters after having its populace burnt out by Sampest yesterday. On days previous, it was typically pretty easy to sidestep dangerous areas with some patient routing. But we may not get many more days that forgiving. Or any. Dodging knives, Molotovs, and plague clouds is just going to be the new norm for a while. So our best hope is to just not have to walk around that much in the first place. It's a hope that won't pay off very often. Speaking of, time to walk back to the Inquisitor. Through all that shit. Again. Hate this! Here you go. Aglaya? One of them said your name's Aglaya.
Right. Let me see. Yes, that's about what I was expecting. Numbers, dates, notes. Very good. If only those seeds of truth weren't intermixed with so much chaff, this could give us a dramatic push in the right direction. It seems simple comparison won't be enough to figure out the false report. They all describe different things. And there might be 2 false ones. A pity. Daniel, we must hurry before they are gone. Find out which of them is which, and outsmart them.
So she wants to test our deductive abilities, huh? Okay, no issues, we got this. We'll have to walk back across town, son of a bitch, but still shouldn't be too hard to figure out. Oh hey, a letter from the Horospec, asking us to return the favor he did us with the infected heart. Luckily, his request is a lot less gruesome than ours. Seems like he's just looking for an executor's mask and cloak. Should be simple enough, the executor's outfits are just theater costumes, so should just be a quick trip over to Mark. And hell, may even help with finding the spy if I use it as a disguise before handing it over to Artemy. Perfect. Although, hey, wait, when did I get letters from the Changeling and Ava?
Ava stood on the edge of the balustrade. She raised her hands up into the air and stepped forward. The wind did not carry her. She did not fly. The miracle did not happen. I know why Ava did what she did. Would you like me to tell you? Agria is not the new guest. It is not the pestilence in the cathedral that is blasphemous. The true blasphemy is your negligence. You were meant to achieve victory yesterday. You did not. Perhaps your latest muse will do better than the late one. She was setting up the place in your heart where the new guest will stay. Put your mind to it when at leisure. Clara, the Harbinger.
My time has come. I need to purge every trace of the sacrilege. I need to prepare room and board for the new visitor. I want the miracle to happen. Farewell, my Daniel. Be happy. Everything's for the better. I never wish to die a better death. Ava.
I thought she was one of my bound. There was no warning. There is no warning. This was inevitable. This this was something completely out of my control. Or was it? I mean, I did everything right. I don't even know, Oh my god. I can't think about this. I literally do not have time to think about this. I was doing something. What the hell was I? Right. I was being tested, and to that end, I was getting a mask and cloak for Artemy. That would be Mark then, I guess. Yeah. Okay. So according to the theater director, Mark Immortal, he's completely out of stock for the costumes at the moment due to, consumer demand. As a result of all of the now near constant mass burials caused by the plague, but that there may be some spare gear by the cemetery, and I'm sorry, I just can't get over it. There was really nothing I could have done. Not a single option on the table to save one of the few people I was absolutely, positively supposed to take care of, and I don't even have time to think about this. Why can't the world just give me 5 minutes to cope with all of this pain instead of everyone important in my life being quarantined a whole town away from each other with a firewall of death and disease standing between all of them, and I keep having to take the longest routes possible to get anywhere because there's always something wanting to kill me around every corner, probably a rat, and God, I wish that were me! I'm okay. Head's back on straight. This has just been a particularly emotional day. I'll just put it out of mind and get back to work. First thing I have to do is walk over to the cemetery. With any luck, should be able to find what we need there. Easy enough. It's not working for you either, is it? Well, that's the cloak down, but still need the mask. Time for Plan B. It would seem that Sabrov's last act as emergency governor before handing over power to the Inquisitor was choosing people to handle cremations, so he'll likely be able to at least point the way. Hey Alex, you've always been a friend. Help me out? Akalea, for the love of God, I'm not emotionally capable of dealing with another one of my bound dying today. Oh my god, someone who actually helps me, I love you. You know, everyone was telling me that Inquisitors are supposed to be insidious, but so far she has been the only silver lining to this day.
Now it's my turn to ask you a favor. It feels strange to admit that, but I actually can't achieve one of my most coveted goals in this town. Only you can help me. I've learned that Victor Kane's aloof daughter is madly in love with a certain proud fighter of death. Perhaps, but my request is very important. In fact, the fate of this town may depend on it. Please, arrange for me to meet with my beloved relative. She won't refuse you. Yes, the most beloved of my family. But my love is unrequited. She is prejudiced against me. I hurt her in the past, and she was told terrible things about Inquisitors. A silly, childish prejudice. Now that we are both young women of a similar age, a new meeting should help wash old memories away. I don't wish to force my way into a beloved person's home. I need an invitation to come in. Convince her that I mean her no harm, or just take me to her and tell her, "Here, I brought you a new friend," and then let me speak.
I'd say there's a lot to unpack here, but I'm so emotionally exhausted at this point I don't have the energy to feel strongly about anything. Let's just head across the street and ask the matriarch herself. Hi, Maria. So Aglaea's your relative, right?
Yes, she is the younger sister of my lovely mother, and there is not a single person in the world who would hate my mother more viciously than she does. She hates me for my mother's magical power. I know what she wants. She wants to see if I resemble my mother or not. Oh, she won't leave me alive. Especially now that Mother's many-coloured power has begun to awaken inside me. She'll know. She'll feel it. No, I do not think so. Consider it a whim, but I'm incapable of doubting my premonitions, else too many people will suffer. It may be a superstition. I may be imagining all this, but I won't let her in. Ever. Oh no, I wasn't planning on going anywhere. Who are you to forbid me anyway?
Because I'm telling your dad. After tattling to Victor, he tells you that he knows Maria is planning to go out tonight, but is also well aware that there's nothing he can truly do to stop her. However, she is most likely headed to Peter's. Now, wouldn't it be interesting if someone else just happened to show up there at the exact same time? Aglaea? Hint, hint. See you there in a bit.
I will never forgive you for that. You brought her here. Oh, how naive you were. Did you really trust her? Tell me, did she hypnotize you? Can simple trickery like that really get to you? You could have ruined us all. Or maybe you have. Peter is out cold now. But what if he comes too? If you want to make up for it, take her away from there now. I can't do it myself. I wanted to call someone for help so that they would distract her with troubling news or something.
I think I would have learned this lesson a long time ago. Don't get involved in the family politics of rich white women. Stupid fucking plan. Stupid. God damn it. Hi, Aglaea. What you up to?
I was just helping the owner come to. He's been telling quite compelling stories. Just about his works, mostly. How he breaks the laws instilled by nature itself into the fabrics of the earth. A clear-cut militant theomachist. Non-servium and all that. A curious one. Such specimens are few and far between in our enlightened times. Just thinking how similar people's fates turn out. We've had so many bright stars of talent rise recently, you know? Almost all of them tried to single-handedly break the laws of history, nature, morality, and all treaded such identical paths. Just asking him about the blueprints. And he keeps saying he doesn't know what those are and doesn't want to know. Sudden memory loss. He's staring at the walls like he used to see through them before. It was a good choice to come here. Good choice indeed. He was right about to remember, but then Maria came. Just nothing much. Maria burst in, then ran out again in tears a minute later. We failed to make peace. It's a pity that everyone sees an enemy in me. Such is the bias against Inquisitors. I only wish to do good. Not specific, targeted good like that Clara, but overarching good. Thank you. Hopefully, I won't disappoint you.
What a fucking mess. Hey, Peter, don't worry. She'll be gone soon. How you doing?
I had a vision, old boy. When I learned about Severov's secret plan and realized that death was truly knocking on my door, I had a sudden urge to quench my thirst once and for all, so that I wouldn't have to come to my senses until my very death. Soon I shall erect a new chalice, a chalice to surpass the present one many times over. Twyrene sap has taught me to look at the three common dimensions from a different angle. It turns the recipient inside out, playing with density and transparency variations. Do you understand?
I'm done here. Good luck with the second polyhedron or whatever. Don't know. Too exhausted to care. Saved your life twice today. Is that worth a bird mask? Thank you. Christ, that was exhausting. But I'm glad it's all finally said and done. Also, Glea gave us this new gun. This one's actually pretty lit. Easily the best gun in the game. Sucks that the ammo for it is expensive as hell, so I'm never going to use it. But hey, after today I'm clinging to any W I can get like a fucking life raft. It has been rough, to say the least. But we finally have a chance to rest, decompress, and process just everything. God, what a terrible, terrible day. Wait, shit, right, the spy! Alright, here's the riddle. One executor tells truths, another lies. Another does half and half. Your job is to figure out which is which, and use that knowledge to figure out who the traitor is. First person to make an Among Us joke gets handed over to the Inquisitor as well. Going to deliberately not spoil this one because I actually think it's kind of a fun riddle and want people to figure it out the hard way. But suffice to say, while this may sound really complicated, it's actually pretty easy to solve. It's incredibly easy to tell which of the executors is the one who tells half lies and half truths. And once you know that, it's just a matter of asking the others what their opinion of that executor is. Once you've identified him, the Inquisitor immediately passes judgment. Feels like a minor victory, but given that I started this day thinking that could be me, I guess things could be worse. Still kinda wishing that was me, though. But, at long last, we finally have some time to get some actual rest and emotionally unpack everything that's gone down today. A moment to finally reflect on all of this, and, So let me get this straight. I just spent my whole day unmaking messes I accidentally caused days ago through obliviousness, while processing the grief of my partner's suicide, before discovering the omnipotent government official that just arrived from out of town is in fact yet another member of the corrupt, self-serving elite families that I was counting on her to sidestep the incessant squabbling of. All while dealing with the very real fact that the people who sent me here in the first place have set me up to fail and want me dead? Hell is real.
I know how celestial bodies work. I know the logic of numbers.
Yes, Mom.
Solid bodies drown in water. It's a law. Life breaks into particles and is reborn again. It is a law.
Do you see now how many mysteries the Earth holds? The more terrifying the mystery, the deeper it lies, and the fewer wells can reach them.
You can trick anyone but me, the emissary of the powers that be. I know how this world had been built. I know how its life works. I know the laws it operates under. It's supposed to be very simple and proportional.
True, Mom. That's what it's supposed to be.
True, Ma'am. That is what it's supposed to be.
So let it be. It's not the end of the world. It's just an epidemic. It's gone out of proportion. The law will prevail. I'll restore the balance. Not all is lost. I know where the root of this evil lies.